Yes, we have a winner!
Another E3 has come and gone, and it was... okay. Not the best E3 ever, but there was still a lot of excellent surprises and very promising games. However, there was a theme this E3 of games coming out far in the future and just showing off very vague teaser trailers without much gameplay, as well as strange concepts that can only be understood through gameplay. Because of that, I'm actually making two lists for E3. The first is this top 10 games, just talking about the titles that really excited and interested me, while the second will be top 10 things I'll be watching from E3. Games that were intriguing but also worrying or vague. My main rules for this list is nothing that we've known about for a long time. If they had substantial new information, then they're good to go. For that reason, I won't be putting Xenoblade X or Yoshi's Woolly World on this list, despite them being the games I'm most excited for. We already know everything about them. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Fallout 4 only number 10? I can almost hear the dislike bar. Well, hear me out. I was never able to get into Fallout 3 in New Vegas. I found the concept very intriguing, but something about the world and gameplay just never hooked me in. I really hope that can change for me with Fallout 4. It looks really good, but I'm just worried it won't interest me. But it showed off a lot of beautiful vistas and interesting moments that I'm sure I'll get some sort of enjoyment out of the series this time around. Plus the Pip-Boy app looks really cool. I'm always down for some multiplayer arena games, and For Honor looks like it'll scratch that itch. It's like Dynasty Warriors meets Chivalry, but just caked in polish. The swordplay mechanic looks very cerebral and intense, and I can't wait to try it out myself. I don't really have too much to say about this game. It looks cool. I'll buy it. My god, Square, your conference sucked. You made a hype video promoting your conference and you delivered nothing. And the things you did deliver, you did it so bland and boring that it was impossible to care. That being said, I'm still interested in Hitman. Absolution was incredible, and the series is impressive with all its options for assassinations. I have faith that the new title can deliver some excellent open missions, but I'm also not exactly sure what the game is. They were very vague on the details, and to be honest, I skipped the video during the Square conference because it just made it so uninteresting. Seriously, Square, I should not be bored by games I'm excited for. Learn how to do a conference. I own Four Swords Adventures, but I've never played it. That's because I don't have friends. Online multiplayer in a co-op Zelda game just sounds wonderful, based on the link between worlds engines and focusing on depth puzzles and playing dress-up. It looks like an enjoyable puzzle game that doesn't take itself too seriously. And it's coming out this year. The real struggle will be finding competent people to play with. Hopefully this title won't sit neglected on my shelf for years to come. Come on, Square, why didn't you show this at your conference? I may be breaking my rules since this game was announced and shown off long before E3, but I never really saw much of it beforehand. Hyrule Warriors was excellent, and Dragon Quest has a storied history with many monsters and locations to draw inspiration from. Hopefully it can match Hyrule Warriors in terms of scale and fun. And if this succeeds, then maybe we'll get a Dynasty Warriors spin-off of even more classic franchises, like Final Fantasy or hell, even F-Zero would be cool. For some reason, I was expecting to see this game E3, but it still made me so happy to actually see it in action. It looks stunning and showed off some fairly interesting environmental puzzles. There's still a lot of mystery surrounding this game, and it's very unclear as to the goals and the gameplay beyond puzzles. So far, it looks a lot more like Ico than Shadow of the Colossus, which worries me a little. I hope that combat can either be as exciting as Shadow or just not present at all, because I don't want the combat from Ico ever returning. Who saw this coming? South Park Stick of Truth was one of my favorite games of the last few years, but I was under the impression that it was a one and done. I did not expect another game to happen, and apparently neither did Trey or Matt, but I welcome it with open arms. Though it loses a few points for not showing off any battle gameplay. With the genre changing from fantasy to superhero, it's unclear if the combat is going to change with it. I definitely hope more strategy is added at least, but I wonder if it'll be completely redone. All I can do now is wait. And play Stick of Truth again. It's been a long time, Fox. The trailers shown for Star Fox Zero didn't look terribly impressive, but they didn't have to be. It seems like classic Star Fox, just refined and mastered. Unfortunately, that seems to be the case with the story as well. The Star Fox series has already been rebooted, so I don't get why you can't build on the world they established in 64 Adventures in Assault, though I feel it's just an excuse to write Crystal out of the story. But awkward lore aside, Star Fox looks very polished, and I'm excited to finally get back to Corneria and shoot a monkey in the face. Man, Nintendo trolled everyone this E3. We want Animal Crossing! We got Animal Crossing. Party. Huh? We want Metroid! We got Metroid. Soccer. Huh? We want Paper Mario! We got Paper Mario. And Luigi. That's actually pretty cool. It may not be the Paper Mario Wii U game we all wanted, but it still looks like a very interesting idea. I'm a big fan of both of these series, and it makes a lot of sense. These games have a lot of similarities and a lot of differences, and it'll be interesting to see how they interact. The gameplay footage shown so far seems to keep intact the unfortunately painful tutorials of Dream Team, but as long as the humor and gameplay hold up, then Paper Jams will be a must-play. Holy crap, this game makes me feel things. When I first saw it, I thought it looked pretty cool. Then I thought about it and realized that fighting robot dinosaurs a million years in the future with a bow is kind of dumb. Then I realized I want to fight robot dinosaurs with a bow. That sounds fucking awesome. Everything about this game is just badass. It's a post-apocalyptic game that's for once not set in a wasteland. There are lush forests, tall mountains, and beautiful scenery everywhere you look, while ruins you find are decayed modern-day cities. It's so exciting to see a game of this style that doesn't try to make the world as deserted and dirty as possible. It also has color. That's so rare these days. Unfortunately, we don't have much information and it's still a whole year away. But games like this are what makes me excited about this media. I hope Horizon can deliver on all it's promised, and I will definitely be watching it closely. Thanks for checking that out. If you liked that video, give it a like and subscribe to see more. Be sure to check out my next E3 list next week, and I did a top 10 Wii games list recently. I also have a full review on Pitfall: The Lost Expedition that you can see right here.